Hey there, it's Kay, and thank you so much for joining me for today's budget video. Today I'm going to be going over my real numbers for my second paycheck of September 2021. So that's going to include my real income and my real expenses broken down for this bi-weekly pay period. So let's get right into this budget. So really quick, before I get into the budget, I do want to say I've changed my filming setup and I think I found a solution for my camera balancing problem with my ring light. However, I did have to relocate my microphone and it is a lot closer to my mouth than it was before, so I'm talking really quietly. It's also like almost midnight, so I'm trying to be quiet and not rude. So please let me know how the audio level is so I can make any necessary adjustment going forward. So we're going to be hopping into paycheck number 2 budget, and it's completely empty, so I need to go back and fill in my estimated numbers before I share with you guys my real numbers. So I'm going to grab an erasable pen and we're gonna take out the sheet here. We're gonna need to go back to first the monthly budget, so we need some numbers off there. Let's see, where did I put that thing? Right here, yeah. So here's the monthly budget, and for the month I estimated an income of $2,800 to be paid bi-weekly across 2 paychecks. And so for the first paycheck I budgeted $1,400, and so for the second paycheck it'll be the same budgeted amount. And I included my rollover from July on the first paycheck, so we won't be including that in this paycheck's estimated income. So that's $1,400 estimated income. Next, for fixed expenses, I normally pay up to my tuition on my first paycheck, and then I'll save these 2 bills for my second paycheck because they're due at the end of the month. So let me just go back and double check. Yep, so I went up to that. So for fixed expenses, I have my Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, and then my rent and utilities, and I had estimated $16 for Adobe because I have that on auto pay for $15.99, and then my rent and utilities I estimated $900 for a total of $916. So let me get my calculator out. So we have 1,400 minus 916 leaves 484. And I believe, I know I did all my variable spending up front, and I did all my sinking fund spending on the first paycheck, so it would only be net that I would need to put into based off of my monthly estimated numbers. So no sinking funds or variable expenses on the second paycheck were estimated, so this 484 would have gone straight into net with nothing, and then nothing for extra savings. So I can just go ahead and double check that 316 plus the 484 should add up to the 800, just so I have my estimated numbers right. Yep. So that is correct for my estimated numbers. I need to go to paycheck number 1 because I need to make a note. So my goal for the month was to pay $800 to my Nelnet F group, and then off the first paycheck I did $660. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the book away because it does take up a lot of space still, even with the new setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in for you guys so that we can take a close look at my numbers. I got my second paycheck. Sorry if you can hear my cat playing with his ball in the background. I got my second paycheck and I'm really bummed because I am under budget in my income now. So my paycheck ended up being much less than I budgeted for. So I'm gonna have to squeeze this one out a little bit. My paycheck ended up being $1,000 or $1,017. So I punched it in on my calculator and the difference is $383, which is fairly significant. So that actually puts me in a deficit. And so I'm thinking I might need to pull some income from somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is leave this blank and come back to it and move forward into my fixed expenses. So my Adobe's on auto pay, like I said, it's the same amount every month currently because I'm on a promotion for it. My rent and utilities is slightly variable, but since it's due on the same day every month, I just lump it in with my fixed expenses because I like to treat my fixed expenses category just as like regular bills that's not variable spending. So my rent and utilities, let me get the number. I know it was under what I budgeted for, so there's a little bit of hope. So it came out to $877. So if I add these together, let's see, 7 plus 16 is 13. So $893 is what that came out to. And I needed that number off of paycheck one because I know I went over what I was budgeting to pay for my extra debt payment from the first paycheck because my paycheck was higher than I expected. So since I was able to make that much of a difference, so if I took this 1017, if that was all I had to budget with, and I took away the $893, that gives me $124 to put towards my extra debt payment, and I believe that's gonna fall me just short. So 660 plus 124 puts me at 784. So that puts me like $16 shy of hitting my goal, and I really want to make sure that I'm on track. If I can't be ahead, I need to be on track for my goal, especially with these months. My income will be dwindling down as my travel for work dwindles down, and the reason that my paycheck is lower than expected is because I did have a little bit of travel, but my supervisor, who is one of two people that approved my travel expenses, was on vacation. So I had like $160 something of mileage that didn't get approved that would have gone on, but I still would have been under anyway. So I think to make up that $16, I'm gonna dip into something. I do have like a month ahead account that I had started at the beginning of the year. I made that a goal of mine to have like an entire month of savings up front, and the way I was gonna use that doesn't really fit into my lifestyle right now. It's just gonna complicate my budget even more for me. So at some point I'm gonna need to figure out what to do with the money I have in there. It's like $700 or so. So I'm just gonna dip into that just to cover the $16 so that I'm on track. So I'll have to take that in. So that's 3. So that's 1033 income, which is still obviously short, but it at least helps me hit my goals for the month so that I can stay on track on my plan. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. 1033 is coming in, which means 140 is what's coming out to go into that, because 140 plus 660 will be the 800 that I need to hit my goal for my debt this month, which was a really hefty goal that I set. But again, I was expecting a higher income, and now I know going forward for October, especially, like I said, my income is going to start constricting and be restricted. So let's go on the deficits here. I didn't budget to take in this, so this technically is going to count as a surplus for me, and then that puts me at deficit 367. And then no variance in that, but there was a variance on the rent of $23. Gave me a little bit of surplus. So category surplus was $23. And then 367 minus 23 will leave 344. And then 344 plus 140 is 484. So that adds up. And this would actually be a plus. This is going to be a plus 344. Because the 140 is 344 less. So that would technically net me positive. And so we had plus 344 minus 344 is 0. That's how I'm zeroing out my budget on this paycheck. So there it was. There was my second paycheck of September. Can't really say that I'm not disappointed, but it really can't be helped, and that money will just show up on my first paycheck of October. So it's not like I'm losing any money, but I just have to really make sure to prepare for October, prepare realistically for a much smaller income for the winter months. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I sincerely do appreciate it. If you want to support me on my journey, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as make sure that you're subscribed down below because it's free. It really does help me out on my quest to get monetized. And if you hit the notification bell right next to the subscription button, you will also get notified every time I upload. I am working on a better, more consistent upload schedule, and I asked people who follow me on Instagram if they would prefer a Monday, Wednesday upload schedule or a Tuesday, Thursday upload schedule, and the results were tied. So I'm gonna have to ask you guys to let me know down below, since you are my majority audience. Of those two options, which one would you prefer? I'm just really trying to get some consistency so that I can give you guys timely updates on my journey here. So thank you again for watching. I hope to see you down in the comment section, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.